Got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session, real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that, we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? This is your boy Icon E, and we're here on 95 South Podcast for another great episode. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be here once again, to be able to do this, to give y'all great interviews, give a great platform for what we're doing in the community and around the world. And, you know, I'll be remiss without introducing my partner in crime, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Midnight Love Voice, Mr. You know what I'm saying, make things happen, make things shape, you know what I'm saying, for what we doing and for everybody across the country. He's one of those guys that's always looking to better other people before he better himself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, without further ado, I introduce my man, you know, I mean, Mr. Personality himself, Jacob, the great. What's going on, pimp?
Salute, man. I bring you greetings, Jacob the Great, King Jacob Tunes, all the above, who I am known as. And like you say, man, another day, another blessing, another lesson. And as my homegirl say, well, we got another day to get it right. And that's all that matter, man. So we just here to bring you the best news media and the best backstories. And you know, some of the stories have a lot of heartbreak. Some of the stories have a lot of upliftment, but it's still a story, and people need to be heard. And so I just want to say, welcome to the 95 Podcast Network. 95 South Podcast Network. We're growing and growing, and we just want to welcome you guys this morning.
Thank you.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So we're gonna get. Please do.
Okay. So we are Rage the Blind I'm the co-founder. He's the co-founder. I'm the founder, and it's a backstory behind it. It's all for him, and to enlighten the community and enlighten the world about getting through obstacles being thrown at you and overcoming the barriers of it.
Okay. So we do have just to let you guys know out there, podcast land, radio land, TV land. This is Natisha Lee and Zachary Woods, and
Nice
she's
to
the
meet you.
brother. Yes, sir. Blessings, and they are here telling us about what happened with Zachary, and he has a story that's heartbreaking, but it's also inspirational and remarkable. You know, for him to still be able to do something that he loved within music, within spreading awareness in the community, and within going to talk to people. So, you know, they can see that when it seems impossible, God can make it very possible. So welcome, guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Zachary, if you can give us a synopsis and a storyline of your story, man. How did this happen to you? Road rage that resulted into you being blind for the rest of your life. So how did this road rage take place?
You know, it's kind of like something just happened too fast. You know, just was driving. You know, it was like I wouldn't even be able to tell you really too much of what happened. But yeah, this was just left me blinded.
Okay, so Miss Lee, from how you got the story and how it came to you as a mother, why would you say this happened? And you know, I hear people all the time talk about road rage. This, you know, they just drivers trying to get a place too fast. You know, ain't nothing gonna happen. But you guys can stand on top of something that happened, and it's affecting not only Zachary, but affecting your whole family for the rest of your lives. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so if you can kind of break down what they told you what happened, and then going through the emotional barriers, the mental health barriers, and just have to have you have to have a spiritual uh, uh, awakening and a prayer life to get through something like this. So
Most
if you can
definitely.
if you can break that down for me, please.
Well, it was like really it was all of a sudden. I mean, he don't remember what happened, but from the story that the community that was there told us is that he was sitting at the red light and the guy got out his car and just just did what he did. Then he got back in his car like he did nothing. You know, they say Zachary pertained to keep trying to drive. He tried to turn the corner and keep driving. People had to direct him to stop and put the car in park, and then they began to assist him. You know, as everything else was going on, the driver that did this, he was a 55-year-old man. What he stated was that he tried to get out of his car to ask Zachary a question. Zachary ignored him, and he just took it upon himself to do that. Like it really is puzzling to me because it doesn't make sense. You
It
know,
doesn't.
it
You're right.
it don't, it don't make sense at all as to why he felt like he needed to pull out, his gun and do what he did. You know, but
Now,
through
when you say, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you
you're
say,
fine.
okay, so I'm trying to paint the picture for everybody. So were you on an interstate or were you like on a highway? What was it like on what
No,
kind of road?
it was like a. Okay, you're in Atlanta, right? So
Yes,
are you familiar with Terra Boulevard and Mount Zion at that corner
yes,
right there?
very familiar.
It was
Hmm.
just like that. It was an area that of that sort, but smaller. I mean, we
Okay.
don't get that much traffic here to be that angry. You understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And for him to end up directly behind Zachary, it just everything, it does not add up. And he said he was he pleaded insanity and
Hmm.
said, that he was on some type of med. I mean, he was going through something. And then, I went to court just Tuesday, and when he pled guilty, he was schizophrenic, like basically saying he had a mental problem. But he was able to explain why he did it. It doesn't add up to me. Zachary was really doing a lot of music at the time. Well, he's still doing
Okay.
music,
Now, was the
but
guy white, black? I mean,
he was black. He
what
was
race
black.
was the black guy? Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
And thankful for the police that, after he shot Zachary, everybody reacted so fast. By the grace of God, I know God laid his hands in that, because after he shot Zachary, he got back. You see him on the video getting back in his car and proceeding on the traffic. So it's a freeway right where this happened at. He tried to hop on the freeway, but the police blocked him. And so then he turned around and they went on a little small chase, but he ended up pulling over, and that's where you see him having a shootout. I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but
Yeah,
No, I
I've
haven't
seen
seen
this.
it.
I seen the video.
yeah, he's like
So
reloading
I'm
his
gonna keep
gun.
cutting y'all, Jacob, but I don't mean you keep cutting y'all off, but I'm just trying to.
You're
This is
fine.
just crazy to me, and I'm just trying to really. Because normally I just let y'all go, but I'm trying to really understand this because this is blowing my mind.
Hmm.
So basically, so when Zachary took off, like after he got shot, because I'm thinking he probably was in shock and is trying to get out of there, and adrenaline probably was keeping him probably conscious enough to keep going.
Who,
So
Zachary?
I guess it was a lot of witnesses around.
Yes,
Am
a
I
lot.
right? So it was a lot of
A,
witnesses around.
a lot
So
of people.
was he driving erratic to the point that's why they were trying to stop him because he was driving erratic? and they knew he was shot and they was trying to stop him when you said people tried to stop him and just put the car in park?
No, he actually proceeded to drive like, you know how you sitting at the red light and then you're just putting your foot on the gas to keep going? That's what
Yeah.
Zachary did. You know, he just was
Okay.
like, didn't realize that he was shot because as the lady stated, she was saying, I didn't find out till 6 p.m. This happened around what 1 or 2-ish in the afternoon. It was broad daylight,
How
like the
long ago
sun
was
was
this?
out.
How long ago was this?
June 10th, 2022, last
Okay.
year
All right.
in June.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And what she stated on the call was she was like, yeah, he's been shot in his face and his temple, and I don't think he realizes what happened because he's still dancing to the music. So he was still, you know, going about himself like he regularly would, as if that didn't happen. I mean, like I said, it was the grace of God. God jumped all over him, covered him, and he did not know. When he woke up, he still did not know that what had happened to him. He did not know at all.
Okay.
Wow.
And I believe that it was better off because the way that Mr. Mallard came and shot, if he would have turned his face this way, then it would have been a different scenario. You know what I mean? He caught him off guard.
Okay. So what was when y'all got to when they finally got him to the hospital? What was the doctor saying initially? What were they saying initially?
When he got life flighted to Cleveland Metro, when I first got there, what they told me was they say he's fighting, but the doctor had already told me, you know, that he probably won't ever be able to see again. And I told him, you know, God got the first and the last say so. So we just wait because he's young, maybe it'll heal, you know, but I didn't know the severity of what had happened to him. So
they wasn't saying necessarily that he was touch and go as far as like life. They wasn't saying that it was like a situation where he might, you know, he might die. They were just saying he was blind.
Well, no, they said, you know, some other things. He was saying he had to have a major surgery. The surgery that they had to give him to actually save, you know, everything. Well, it took about 8 hours. It was an 8-hour surgery. It was all day. And he had to have these removed. And it was like kind of shattered here because it was a hollow point bullet. So, you know, when you get hit, when a hollow point hit is gold, it explodes. So it exploded here, you know.
So that's from him getting shot at point blank range, and that's why it exploded immediately.
Immediately.
Oh wow. So upon the doctor telling you what he told you, and upon having the 8 hour surgery, when you, because I'm pretty sure you had to explain to him everything that was going on because he didn't remember anything. From that mental and emotional and spiritual level, how was that for both of you guys, and how did you kind of cope with it and kind of try to move forward?
I immediately went to prayer mode, and I guided him through. I played his music for him every day. I talked to him every day. I stayed with him all day long. I mean, from the time, visiting time, past visiting time, each and every day I went there, you know, and we walked him through everything. He was a fighter, you know.
He's definitely remarkable, you know, to have something like that happen to him and still be able to do his music and still be able to reach people and still have a great work ethic, and you have people, you know, who will never go through this and never been through what he's been through, that don't have the same work ethic. So you know, he's a remarkable story. He's definitely an inspiration in my eyes, and so he's definitely blessed to still be with us, and I look forward to
Yes.
seeing him make a lot of power moves and do big things. And so, tell tell me about how was you guys able to kind of retrain and restructure his movement, because now that he has no sight, it's a different type of lane where you have to understand where everything is in the household. You got to use all your senses, and your senses really, really got to pop out. And
Yeah.
so, how was that for you guys, as far as you helping him, and as far as you seeing him, kind of come around to getting himself where he know where everything is.
Oh well, he had a photogenic memory. So besides everything besides that one day, and that's understandable. I don't expect him to remember what happened, but
Hmm.
he like bounced back. Like one day we was talking, and I spent a lot of time with him. You know, uh, he walked to the car. He said, "I bet you I could go to the car and start the car up, Mom." I said, "Let me see." And he went out there and started the car up on his own. So it's just like he tell him what you.
Man, I do a lot, man. I be moving around. I start the car. I go make me something to eat. Throw it in the microwave. Another time. Um, I could do a lot. I'll be in the studio. I walk myself inside. It's like all type of stuff around the house. I move around the house real good.
Mhm.
I can do brush my teeth myself. Put the toothpaste on my toothbrush myself. Start my own shower. Put my clothes on myself. I could do a lot of stuff myself, and it's still like everything still the same, even though my brother and my mom give me the best help they can.
And
That's a
what's
blessing, man.
remarkable
That's
about
a
this,
blessing.
before you continue, what's remarkable about this is the fact that it's been such a short period of time, and you being able to move like that. Because a lot of time when people in a situation like that, it take them a while to want to kind of function like by themselves, like the way you doing. But for you in a situation where it's been less than a year, and you kind of like business as usual, and it's kind of funny because and if you notice, and your mom can tell you at the bottom when the introduction, it just says rapper Zachary Woods. I don't say blind rapper. I don't, because when I heard your story, I already knew it was already a blessing, and that you already continue on with your life off of just reading your story. So I didn't want to put that crutch on you and for us
Thank
to
you.
come in feeling sorry for you. You know what I mean? Because I have an
Mhm.
autistic son, and I don't treat him no different than my other kids. So I know your mom probably don't, and your sisters and brothers don't do the same. They treat you like you want to be treated.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what,
So
like Icon said, what's so remarkable, man, is you're able to do that in all this short period of time. So the blessings are flowing repeatedly, and then you still able to do your music and use that intellectual presence that God has gave you, and just still able to inspire others. So let's um let's talk about Raise the Blindness nonprofit organization. How was that formed? Why was it formed? And how has it been moving since you guys launched it?
We've been so I launched it due to his incident that happened to him,
Hmm.
and there's nothing in our community for the blind, like no type of activity centers or anything like that. So I just started. I asked him when this happened to him. I said, "So I know you used to want to be a rapper. That's what he told me before." And I said, "Well, I'm rooting for you." So I asked him now. I said, "So now that this has happened, what do you want to do with your life? Where you want to go?" And he's like, "No, ma, I still want to be a rapper. I still want to do that." So I said, "Okay." So I had to come up with something. I was just sitting there contemplating on what could I come up with to support him. And support his movement and push forward, because this is a painful thing. And I know it doesn't seem like it because we got, we in good spirits and everything. And I want to keep it like that. But it really do hurts. It hurts me. It really do hurts that this happened to him. I don't feel like he deserved this. Regardless of what anybody think of his music or whatever, what have you, I still don't feel like he deserved this or whatever. Um, he was only a teenager. He was only 20 for a month. So I said, well, I'm gonna put something together, and then I'm gonna start booking shows and stuff for him to be able to perform, and to let him know that he can still push through this. He still can be himself. He just have to use his other senses. Now his ears have to be his eyes and everything. You know what I'm saying? He still has a voice. He still can move around. We made sure of that. So by God's grace and by God's love, this was all through God's. This was all through God. It's nothing I did. It's nothing I practiced. I didn't go see anybody for any of this or anything. This is all blessings truly from God. There is a God. So believe that. God is in everything we do. So I started putting together shows. I'm sorry for going offhand. I'm sorry, y'all. But
you good.
Oh, you good? Go ahead.
I
Keep
started
it
putting
flowing.
together shows for him to perform. We got a couple of shows on our page, Raise to Blind Awareness page. Just doing shows, him trying to keep him up on his music. And it was taking off real good. You know what I'm saying? Really, really well. Real costly, but money and music. Oh my Lord. Okay. But anyway, so I just, he had a couple of friends that was helping me. Her name is Zayana. She was helping me in the beginning. Her and my daughter, Champagne, they were helping me. And it's been going good, but we had to take a little break because he had a seizure not too long ago that came out of nowhere. And I don't know if it was because he was overworking himself one show, or the doctors couldn't find out what it was. They tested his brain waves. Everything was good. So
now that was his first seizure ever in life.
Ever in his whole entire life.
Okay.
His whole entire life. Yep. And it was a scary one. He had to be life flighted back to Cleveland Metro again, and we had to stay there for a week. And he, like I said, God is all in it. So whatever.
Well, let me ask you a question. What before this incident happened, what were you doing other than rapping? What was your normal day like, other than like going to the studio? Were you working? Were you going to school? What was your normal day like?
Music, chilling with my friends, chilling with my nieces and nephews, being with my mom, being with my sister, just spending time with my family. I go on a walk here and there, just spending time with my bros, all that. Like just showing love, basically.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm asking that question, because I just wanted to let the people know that that's gonna listen to this. This wasn't no gang related. This wasn't no street mess. This wasn't, because a lot of times when they hear rapper and they hear something like this, the first thing they want to go to is, well, what did he do wrong, or what was he into,
Right.
and da da da. And it wasn't none of that. This was just some guy who, I don't know, if he was mentally ill or not. That's what his story is. But we, what I mean, like you say, we really don't know. But for whatever reason, it's some reason why he decided to do this, and the only reason why he could give was he just lost it at that moment and took it out on this young man. So that's the tragedy behind this, that an innocent young person got shot behind somebody's else's whatever.
Mental health. Yeah.
Mental health situation. You know what I mean? So we gonna go with that, because that's what the man is saying. He had a mental breakdown, and we know mental health in America is real.
It was very real.
So real. So real.
He was a veteran.
And I'm glad you said that, because that's the one thing that we don't. I'm a veteran. We don't take care of our veterans in America. And when
Okay.
things like this happen, then all of a sudden we want to like point the finger at everybody else and everything else. But when these guys get out, and I don't know if if he's 50 something years old, he probably experienced some time in wartime, and people don't realize what it does to people in those
I don't.
situations.
You're
You know what
right
I mean? Like,
because go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say before he did this, he had a squeaky clean record. He didn't even have a speeding ticket. He
Mm.
had nothing
Who
at
you talking
all.
about? Your son,
No.
the other guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's probably one of those things where he probably been on meds or something. Maybe probably for a while. Maybe he didn't take his medication that day or something. But it's the thing about it is that I tell people, I said, when you train somebody to kill, but then you tell them to turn it off, that's not something that people can always do. You know what I mean? You can't just turn that off when you
Yeah.
never know what that man experienced while he was in the military. You know what I'm saying? And we have to
Mm-mm.
understand that before we just quick to just push him out into the world. You know what I mean?
And
So
Yeah.
so I
I
got a
agree.
question for both of you guys, and for you first, Miss Lee, and then I kind of want you to piggyback off and give your thoughts on it. I was listening to a mental health series on YouTube, and it was talking about veterans and children and just people who've never been in the military, just regular American citizens. And I heard three counselors say this: mental health. People who have mental health that has been diagnosed with any type of form of mental health, they should be stripped of their driver's license before they get better, until they get better.
That's what I say. And their gun privileges.
Yeah,
What was
then and,
I
and,
mean,
and they said that as well. Yep, they said that as well. So, what are your thoughts on that, Miss Lee and Icon? If you can give your thoughts on after she does giving her thoughts.
my thoughts on that is I agree. I agree with you and Mr. Eddie because if he would have not have had privileges to carry a concealed weapon, he would not have had one that day. And if he would have been, I think they should have like classes that they go to, before they get out into the real world, back into the community, because they come back here and it's just like they still thinking they over there overseas at war, or they still thinking they're in combat or in training. Everybody don't perceive that military life like, I'm not speaking for all veterans. I'm saying the ones that's doing all these deranged things,
Uh-huh.
and then the first thing everybody holler is PTSD, or he should have been on this, he should have been going through that, which is true. But in the same token, I mean, like I said, I told my son I need time. I forgive him, but I need time to get past it
Right, right,
because
mhm.
right, right.
I mean, I can't never reverse him being able to see. If he was born like this, I would be more understanding. You know, I could take that because I would be used to it. But him having to learn his whole life, journey all over again, and like we're in the same house we were in when this happened, and I don't have a problem with it because he knows how to get around, and which is a good thing for me and for him. It's all about him now.
Uh-huh.
So, for him to take that and then I have to live with, or someone say, oh, he was a veteran, he had PTSD. That makes me
Mhm.
hurt even more because that means America was careless. You
Uh-huh.
know,
Mhm.
that's a careless move.
Mhm.
Do you even care about the Americans? Do you even care about us? Not just me and my son, but all Americans that's been harmed by a veteran. I
Right.
know
Mhm.
it's more than just us.
And then you got to think with the PTSD, the depression, anxiety, the schizophrenia, we
All of that.
have we
And
we supposed to be we supposed to be the best country in the world.
in the world.
So if we're the best country in the world, how in the world do we have 74,000 homeless veterans
You feel
that's
me?
been on the front
That too.
line, that's more likely suffering with all type of trauma, PTSD, schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and so these people are extreme. And some of them, I've heard of a veteran tell me, he said, "I stay in the house, man." I said, "Why so?" He
Mm.
said, "Because I can't be around anything loud, no loud music, no people talking loud. I can't be around argumentative people. So I just stay away from people. You know what I
See?
mean? I go to my counselor twice a week.
Mm.
I take meds, but he's like, I really got to be in a closed and quiet space.
I
And
respect him.
and I know that. So with you saying what you're saying, I do feel like it's the government fault because they're not helping these people who put themselves at risk and put themselves on the front line and people who defend this country. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And not only the fact, oh, I'm sorry, but the fact of some of us still stuck in slavery days. We've been tortured and not being treated right from Jump Street. So that falls in line along with whatever else they going through. But
Right,
that
right.
still does not uh, piggyback off of what he did to my child because he's a
That's right.
veteran.
That's right.
I'm not
That's
going to
right.
accept that.
It's no excuse for anybody to do any bodily harm to anybody. It's no excuse.
Mhm.
You know,
But see, the thing about it is too is like, so I had a friend years ago. He was a veteran, and he had spent some time in Vietnam and I think a couple other wars tours, and he actually had Agent Orange. I don't know if you ever heard of Agent Orange, but if you get a
Mm-mm.
chance, look that up. But it's a disease that they got when they was in Vietnam, and it took them 25 years for them to even finally give him a settlement because he kept having so much illness, and he probably had 7 8 strokes before he finally eventually passed away over the years. But he
Oh
had
wow.
PTSD, and he would get up in the middle of the night and be stand over his wife with a knife at times from the PTSD. You know what I'm
See.
saying? And so it's that PTSD is very real. And the problem is that not just with the gun law when it comes to that, but when the military, when you retire, they just kind of push you out the door. Like if I go to the doctor right now and tell them I got whatever ailment, they're gonna throw 10 different type of pills at me and say, "Well, try these and see if it works." They don't know if it
What?
really works. Yeah, they'll just. That's why I said everybody want to have free health care, but that it comes with a different type of mindset with free health care because those type of clinics and those type of things, they a lot of times they just experiment on you. They're not really giving you stuff that you really need if you was actually paying for it. They just gonna give you something. Why you go in these other countries that have free health care, they have the worst health care because they just do the bare minimum to take care of you. So
They
people
do.
got when they say free, remember what you mean when you say
What you
free.
mean free?
Somebody give you
Yeah,
something
that's
for free,
true.
it may mean so you get something for free or low cost, you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? And that's just
Mm-hmm.
period. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
true.
but I'm gonna say this before we continue on. You see, the young lady Cornetta Thomas. I definitely want to get you on her platform because y'all story is so powerful, and she's an apostle, and she's an inspirational lady, and she has a different type of fan base than us. But y'all story is so powerful, it needs to be heard across the landscape. So she's
Okay.
definitely somebody I would definitely want y'all to link up with and tell y'all story on her platform specifically too. But but
Okay.
but continue, Jacob.
Okay, so with that being said, when as I'm watching this, and then they start talking about the VA, and then they start talking about the health clinics and the regular doctor's office, and then they start talking about the experiment of black society that they don't get the same treatment, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
as white people do when it comes to the doctor office, and I feel uh uh a lot of times I feel like when my father passed, if he was in a better hospital, you know, because I feel like they gave him the wrong medication, and I feel
Mm.
like he's in a better hospital, then I can't say what God had planned. Maybe he did his work. God sent you every time to call him home, but I just feel like a lot of these doctors don't know what they're doing, and I feel like I have some family members that passed away from COVID that should still be here. The doctors didn't know what they was doing. As I see a lot of people. I had an older lady tell me, man. She said you, she said you get you a humidifier and you go to your doctor and get them to prescribe you some of the drops of the albuterol. You know, it's albuterol is for people who have asthma, bronchitis, but COVID attacks your lungs first, and so that albuterol will open up the passageways of your lungs and give you more air back in your lungs. And she said, I can't believe that these doctors haven't given these to these patients and don't know this. So they have always experimented with us. And and I just really think COVID came in the matter for population control. That's all it was. You know what I mean? To get some
Yeah.
of us up out of here. So I'm grateful that Zachary can tell his story, and I'm looking forward to sharing you guys on a lot of different platforms. I'm looking forward
I'll tell your
to
story.
to him for him to have his music to impact lives, because it's still a positive story in his music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I
it
just, oh, my bad. I had just dropped a new song yesterday too.
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the name of the song?
it's called "Made It Through Hell."
So let me ask you this then. When this situation happened to you, what were your initial emotions, and where do your emotions go from then to now? So what how did everything change for you as far emotionally from the beginning when it first happened to where you at now?
When I first, it was like when I first like really knew, like it settled in me. Um, it was big on me a lot, but it was still something I knew I could push through, and I knew I could still live through. And I just wanted everybody around me to still know I'm good and still be happy. And right now, I'm still going up, still, still up as I can be. Not down, knowing I could push through, knowing I gotta live this way, but knowing I'm gonna live it the best way I can. And that's just the way I gotta be and the way I'm gonna be. For sure, most
Wow,
definitely.
wow.
Salute.
And that's inspirational, brother. It really is. 'Cause for a young person your age to be able to endure what you went through and still be positive and keep everybody around you positive. You know what I mean? The way you doing, and like how many shows have you done since? Like, can you do a ballpark figure? You might not know how many shows, but how many shows have you done, or you think you've done since this happened?
Let me think. I've probably done about 5 shows, I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I'm performing tonight.
Yeah, he performing tonight too.
is all of them in Cleveland, in the Cleveland area?
No, we
Oh
live in
no.
Warren, Ohio.
Yeah.
Warren. Okay, well, all of them in like the Warren area, the Warren, Ohio. How far is that from Cleveland or Cincinnati
It's
or
about
whatever?
5 hours from Cincinnati and about an hour from Cleveland.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So close enough to Cleveland area there. So
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
so
So you guys still consider as the greater Cleveland metropolitan area, correct? Since it's so close.
Yeah, yeah, we would be
Okay,
considered, yeah, because our
okay,
airport is in Cleveland in
okay.
this
okay.
area. So we did a show at this bar. It's called Sheldon's. Then we did one at a community center, and we did one here. We did one a couple of places, but we doing
Mm-hmm.
another one here too tonight. We gonna start back out, you know, back home right here.
Okay, 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 cool. So, so with the Raise the Blind, your nonprofit, um, you guys have any events coming up with the nonprofit, and have you guys been highlighted in your city through the community newspaper
Oh
for
yeah.
starting this nonprofit?
Yeah,
And
we did we had a couple of places that we did. We put the newscast in it. She came out, but so we didn't get to make it on time to one of them. So one of my classmates, she spoke there, and they wanted to know the backstory, like everybody else. So we did an interview with the newscast, and I hold a lot of fundraisers. When I do his shows, I do like a food fundraiser. So to try to raise funds for
Okay.
you know the center and ICN dog because the credentials that he need to get an ICN dog through the government is just too much for this area. This area it doesn't have any blind signs up or like I said, there's nothing for the blind around here. Is
Mm,
absolutely nothing for them here. Period. So I'm working on building a center for them, and that's why I hold the fundraiser events.
okay.
And we just do that to keep everything going and to keep him going because he's just a busybody. He
Have y'all started a what's it called? The thing when people always raise money. What's that
a GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe.
GoFundMe? Have y'all started that?
Yeah, we started a GoFundMe back in July, but it didn't like majority of the people that donated was only his friends. So I
Okay,
really,
so y'all
you
haven't
know,
took this story to the news, like for them to kind of like spotlight it at all.
um, not far as GoFundMe, like not far as fundraising though.
Okay.
We kind of been doing that on our own a little bit. Which that thank you for the idea though.
Yeah, because definitely if you take it there and people kind of understand it's not just about money for him, but it's about money for the cause in general.
Yeah.
I think
Uh-huh.
you'll get more of a response when you know what I'm saying. Because I'm pretty sure he's not the only one that's dealing with when it comes to the blindness part
No.
of it. I know he's not the only one that's dealing with that. So people have sympathy for that kind of thing when you kind of take it to the approach of saying we're trying to raise this money to give better access for them to be able to move around and to be able to be safe. When
Okay.
they are trying to go from because I have a cousin that's blind and he would be in I don't know if you ever been to Douglasville, but it's a very busy highway. And he's already like he's a dwarf and he blind, so he would try to walk across the street and then eventually he ended up getting hit by a car and it was just like crazy. And we were
For
like,
real?
yeah, he would like
Right.
walk. Yeah, so it would be
That's what I
because he would always be out by himself somewhere, and because it was weird because I had seen him for the first time in years. And I went to this Chinese. I just happened to be at this outlet, like a shopping area, and he's standing
uh-huh.
outside this Chinese restaurant, and he called my name, and I looked and I said TT, and I was like yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing out here? You know what I'm saying? Like by yourself, in this situation, and like I said, where he lived was like kind of across the street but you had to go across two different highways, sort of like how Terra Boulevard is set up. You had to go against
Oh
two
my.
busy
What?
highways. Eventually, his mom said, his mom was a flight attendant, so she couldn't always keep an eye on him because he grown and he would just get up and go. You know what I mean? But he
You know what I
eventually got hit
mean?
by a car. So but he's
Oh no,
fine.
I'm sorry.
But just one of
Okay.
those. Yeah, he's fine. But it was just one of those things like it's crazy. But if you had different things
Exactly.
ways they can get around, you know,
Right.
just a shuttle bus for them or something.
Or
You know,
something. Yeah.
yeah.
That's my goal to try to,
Mhm.
give them insight because like you say, people don't pay attention. And some people don't care. A lot of people don't care. They like
Mm,
you grown, you your own person, you will learn one way or the other. But that's not right. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wouldn't dare want to leave them out there like that. Cause I
right.
know it's it's still they still got light shining inside of them. You know what I mean? Even though their eyesight may be dark, but there's a brighter light within. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The light is very bright, brighter than probably
Mhm.
us that can see.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right. So I want to say this, Miss Lee, like I was saying about the news, you're in Ohio, so you definitely have Toledo, Youngstown, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Um, uh, you have different places in Ohio that you definitely should, sit down and talk with somebody that's on the news and to raise this awareness and put the nonprofit out there and how they can donate to the nonprofit and how they can donate to the GoFundMe because
Mhm.
I'm sure all over Ohio there's not a lot of centers for the blind anyway.
No. It's this is school in Cleveland, but that's an hour away. So that would be a
Hmm. Yeah,
drive, you know.
right.
And
Right.
then where's I think Akron, they said it was a
Okay.
center there, but it's nothing in the immediate area.
Well, when you come from small areas, it's always nothing in the media area. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you from a small area, it's going to be mostly in the inner city area. Like a Cleveland or Columbus or a Cincinnati or, Akron or even somewhere like Dayton. You know what I mean? Those are the cities that the outside world does not in Ohio know about, and so
Right.
people visit there more, but yeah, all those news stations,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely have a remarkable inspirational story and a backstory, so people can see it, because
Yeah.
more people need to see you guys with this story. They can hear about it, but when they actually see you on news stations, that's gonna set you guys up for a different magnitude, to have more donations coming in and to have more people interested on how they can help you guys move forward.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me get LeBron on speed dial real quick.
I know.
But
So I that's all I have, I can.
yeah, but yeah, exactly cool. Because I want to end this thing on a high note. So basically, tell everybody like what you're working on with your music and everything. Like, so are you working on a new album, an EP?
Oh,
You say I know you got the single.
man. All right. So, right now, I just did the video. I'm performing tonight. So I'm really just trying to get in the studio, make more songs, and I'm gonna be coming out with a mixtape soon, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Right now though,
Oh, you look-
I'm probably gonna have to do about 2 more videos. I'm gonna be dropping real soon, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. I really want to play.
collab.
I really got 2 songs I want to play for y'all.
He want to play 2 songs for you.
Yeah, I
Let
got
him
a
that
new
chart.
song. A new song I made.
So
The
chart.
newest song I made solo. Since I've been out. The rehab center. And I want to play the song I made for y'all yesterday. That I dropped yesterday.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, bet. I got y'all right now. Let me know if y'all can hear it real good too.
Okay.
You get
Hold on, I'm gonna get to it.
what you was on.
I'm trying to. Okay, there we go.
You get all right. You can play whichever one first. You could do God Chose Us or Made It Through Hell, whichever one first.
Just in your. Tell her what to go to.
Which one you want to do first?
God chose us.
Go to my files. So my files.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This one is God Chose Us. I made this the newest song I made.
Okay.
You just push it.
Let me know y'all can hear it real good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. You say God chose us. Cause God chose us. I know they ain't run for us. I know they ain't run for us. Cause God chose us. For real. God chose us. It's only a left until I die. Cause God chose us. It's only a left until I die. I know they ain't run for us. I know they ain't run for us. Cause God chose us. Yeah. It gotta be us or them, ain't no in between. It gotta be us or them, or you gotta leave. It gotta be LF, that's my only team. It's my only dream. Performing in the Mary Jeans. I was out of when I walked on the scene. Then broke up this hell, Christmas on the beach. Then flew there and watched, fuck me niggas in. And then come on myself, now I can't fucking see. I be speaking my life when I hop on these beats. Talking to God, cause I know he with me. I know I'm exactly who I wanna be. I know I'm exactly how I gotta be. God chose us. It's only a left until I die. Cause God chose us. It's only a left until I die. I know they ain't run for us. I know they ain't run for us. Cause God chose us. Let's do it. Yeah, God chose us. It's only 11 until I die, cause God chose us. I know they ain't wrong for us. I know they ain't wrong for us, cause God chose us. Yeah.
Oh, man, I
Let's
like
do
that a
it,
lot.
man. God
Yeah,
chose
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah,
It ain't
yeah.
just for me, man. This for everybody. God chose us all, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's hear the other one because we run out of time and I want to really hear the other one.
All right, I got you
A
right
little
now.
bit of the other one.
This made it through hell. LF is that's what me and my team we call ourselves. It stands for loyalty first.
Okay.
Yeah, my rap name LFZ Woods. For everybody, I want to go look up my music. LFZ Woods.
Okay.
Where's the video at?
You on YouTube?
Oh, hold on.
LF, you said LF said one more time?
LFZ Woods.
LFZ Woods. Okay.
Let's
That's
do
the
it.
rap. That's everybody can go
LFZ.
look this young man. Support him. Please support him.
Yeah, this made it through hell right here.
Show the phone.
Right way. Can y'all see the video?
Well, yeah, a little bit. Put the phone up a
bit.
little bit higher.
Is it on the big screen? If you make it to where it's big, and then it gotta go sideways. And then you could put it in front of for me.
Hold on, I'm gonna go this out the way.
It's a way to make it fit.
I'm back again. I'm with the twins. So don't come if you ain't bringing a friend. Don't book me a flight, go give me a 10. Don't book me for a show if you ain't got 10. Fuck with them niggas, do not let them in.
Like to say I'm the realest, I hate to pretend. No cap.
Just to give me some bands. Changing my life, I done got me some fans. I know it ain't right, but I'll fuck on the fans. Care how much I said, or punch me in. Care how much I said, I'm scamming again. I don't give a fuck about shit that you did. Sitting up cocky, you think I'm the shit. Can't nobody stop me. My knot on my hip. Sit back and get lonely and I reminisce. All of that shit is a play on my head. Pull up in the Phantom, Pineapple Express. Pull up in the Phantom, and not fresh as hell. Pull up with a random bitch, you never tell. I'm fucking to school like I want to go fail. Some shit I've been through.
I have made it through hell.
I go to case of they shit, spray bells. Sit back and I think how the fuck am I here? Staring at Drake, man, I pass me a beer. I'm in the coupe and I'm switching the gears. It ain't a nigga, that young nigga fair. It ain't a hoe can make me drop a tear. To me and this bitch with D on Montclair. I feel like I'm coming, I know that.
I don't know. Did your phone die?
Did it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's cool, man. It's all good. I mean, I love it. I love what you're doing. Just tell everybody where they can find you, where they can, support the organization.
I got
you. Whatever. Just let everybody know.
Okay. Hey, so y'all can find me and my mom on Facebook. Rage to Blind. Is it awareness? Rage to Blind Awareness. The number 2. Rage to Blind Awareness. That's where we at on Facebook. That's where I'm gonna be performing that on live for everybody to see. Y'all can find my Instagram LFZWoods _, at the end, and I got my another Instagram LFZWoods that I'm gonna be back on real soon. YouTube LFZWoods. Everything LFZWoods for all my music. If y'all got Apple Music, I'm gonna have some songs under L1Z Woods. I couldn't change it to LF, so some songs are under L1Z Woods, but everything LFZ Woods, L1Z Woods. Some songs y'all definitely can go listen to my songs when I got L1 in my name. I dropped the EP under that name with called Trust None. It's about 5 songs I think on there maybe. Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, man. I appreciate y'all. On everything LFZ Woods and Rage to Blind Awareness on Facebook, the number 2, and on Instagram. But tonight I will be performing on Rage to Blind Awareness Facebook, and I will be live on my Instagram performing on my live on Instagram too, for everybody to see and for all y'all to tune in. So I really hope y'all tune in tonight. It's going to be at 9 p.m. And yeah, we going up, man. Let's do it.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. And appreciate you, Mom,
Appreciate
for coming on.
Thank
And
you.
y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. And we're going to do everything we can to support y'all.
Thank
Thank
you. I
you so
appreciate.
much.
We both appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day too.
You as well. Blessing.
All
All right. Thank you.
We got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my